Good morning, everyone. This is Srinivas Rao from Department of Commerce and Management Studies, Adhikavananda University. Today, I am here to discuss security analysis and portfolio management, a subject relating to third semester of MBA Finance Specialization. Security analysis and portfolio management, these two are different aspects. So let us first try to understand security analysis meaning. Within the security analysis, again, what we mean by securities. Securities are nothing but financial assets, financial securities, you can also call it as, different from physical assets like land and building. The proof of your ownership generally lies on documentation. Such assets are referred to as financial assets, and most common categories in financial assets that we come across in daily life situations is equities, bonds, or any other instrument you can call as a financial asset, as long as it is tradable. That means it can be purchased or sold in recognized stock exchanges. On the other hand, analysis implies finding out the intrinsic value. The term intrinsic implies that what that particular asset worth, really worth. That aspect is what we refer to as finding out the intrinsic value of a security. And at the same time, analysis also includes the methodologies you use to find out the risk and the return profile of such securities. We all know a common fact that in making any type of investment, our goal and object is to make some profit out of. But earning profits from investments is not free from risk. That means risk is fundamentally an inclusive part in the process of earnings. Therefore, analysis of security analysis not only make valuation of the securities, but also measures risk involved in making the investment and the return calculations that are expected from such investments. That the total process of making valuation for security is finding out the risk involved, finding out what the average profit we can expect out of it. This total process can be simply referred to as security analysis. Thus, we understand what we mean by securities, what we mean by security analysis. Now, next, we will try to understand what we want to achieve out of it by learning security analysis, what objectives we can fulfill out of it. As I said in the previous slide, you will be able to measure the risk and you will be able to measure the return. You cannot get substantial returns unless you take some risk in it. But at the same time, it is necessary that you are not taking over risk. That means your ability to balance risk and return is an essential ingredient of a good investment plan and a good investment process. That is what the first objective is, to find out a trade-off between risk and return in the process of making investments. How it helps us? It will help us to identify the better choices, because whenever you are going for an investment program, you have several alternatives. At the end, you have to find out only suitable alternatives. And in that particular process, when you compare the risk and return aspects of each of those possible choices, you will be able to find out such alternatives which will match your risk taking attitude and the return possibilities from that. The second objective, when we are making intrinsic valuation, that means we are able to learn the true value of a particular share or a bond. then you will also be able to judge whether it is overpriced or underpriced based on that intrinsic value. Unless you have, unless you don't have the capacity or capability to find out an intrinsic value for a particular share or a bond, and by comparing that value with what is quoted in the stock market, you cannot say this share is overvalued, or you cannot say it is undervalued. But in the process of security analysis, when you learn the concept of valuation of securities, then you will be in a better position to judge whether a particular share which is under your observation is overvalued or undervalued. Thus, you can avoid the risk of buying a overvalued security and selling an undervalued security. Now, let us also have some glimpse on what we also mean by portfolio management. As I said earlier, portfolio management is completely different subject. None of the steps that we use or formulas we apply for security analysis is going to be here. Here it is completely different angle of understanding the investment arena. So let us first try to understand portfolio. The term portfolio in English dictionary has different meanings, and it is quite applied in politics also. But here, portfolio management with reference to investment management means a combination of securities. Let me tell you an example of if I am buying only Reliance Industry shares. It is not a portfolio. But when I combine some shares in Reliance, some shares in Wipro, and some shares in other companies, or otherwise I put some part of my total investable fund in pharmaceutical company and some other part in cement companies, I mean some other part in Infosys or otherwise information technology related companies and banking companies, that's some other part. Like that, diversification of the investable fund into different segments. This is basic portfolio management subject. Is the beauty of the subject is built upon the phenomena that don't put all your eggs in one basket, because uh, risk in the form of a cat comes and it has to destroy only one egg. It may destroy all the your funds when it is was invested in only one profile. So, portfolio management calls for construction of a particular portfolio with combination of any number of securities in such a way that you will be able to minimize your risk and at the same time maintain considerable returns. So, as we progress into the subject, we are more likely to understand this particular subject. That as an example was given, rupees 1 lakh is invested in equity. You know, equity is a kind of ownership funds, and another 2 lakhs is invested in bonds. Bonds are indication of debt instruments. Thus, ownership instrument, some portion is invested. Debt instruments, that is non-ownership funds, some other part is invested. Thus, this combination has a unique return and a unique risk. That means if you invest 1 lakh 15 equity and 1 lakh 15 bonds, then you will have different risk and return for that particular portfolio. Thus, each of the portfolios can be different from other portfolios, and thus you can make a better choice of which portfolio is having lowest risk and highest return. We will be solving several problems, and identifying this process is a very easy game as we progress into the subject. For today, introductory class, thank you for your time.